What's going on, everybody? Oswarlin, what's up? What's up? Yep, little late night stream. Figured I got the wife and my mother-in-law are out watching a movie in the living room. Figured I would get to it a little bit. So see if we can't get this going here. Get a couple of my windows situated here real quick. Anyway, how's everybody doing tonight? What's going on, Michael? How are you? Let's pop into the keep. There was just some discussion about the keep in my Discord server. Now, what happened here? Everything came unsaved. That's weird. Let's pop into the keep. I'll show you guys what I've been doing since today's patch. If you want to read the patch notes, you can do !patch in chat. And Nightbot should be kind enough to hook you up with some patch notes. I'm wondering if I need to be putting wisps up here. I'm not sure I need to, but I mean, that's what I've been doing, so I'm just going to continue to do it. So if we go a wisp down there, and then I've been using 4 wisps at each of these side cores. And you can put them really close together now with the changes. Sith Phil, what's up, man? Yeah, you can put them very, very close together, and then the buff beam, of course, you can now do a 3DU buff beam, which is just huge. I mean, on maps where you're building a lot of buff beams, that like saves the day. Let's go 2 upgrades on each wisp. And we're going to need what? We're going to need some reflects. It's a lot easier to protect these wisps than it was the LTs. LTs are better, but they're a bummer, man. The chaining is better, but it's still just not quite right. They just don't do quite enough damage. So sadly, I've removed the LTs from my build arsenal. I just don't see using them in the current state. I don't know. I mean, I don't have a ridiculously good LT set either. So, yeah, no, that might be part of it. Let's see, we're going to go 4 over here as well. Then we'll throw that 3DU buff beam in. I want to get my other warden in deck. I want to get some levels on her. Right, I think that's looking good. What else we need? We need an ensnare aura. And we need a gas trap. I gotta check. Did I put an ensnare? I just went to default key bindings today. I'm trying to use these default key bindings. It looks like that's a fusion and snare. I want to see here if Nightbot is gonna play nice. Let's see. Do I have to have Nightbot leave the channel and then return maybe? It's in the channel. Oh, there it is. There it is. All right. All right, then back here at the main core, doing the usual setup here with the reflex still. So going with 1 reflect here. One reflect here. The summit waiting room is still a thing, yeah. Somebody posted a bug report about it. So, I mean, they're well aware of that one. I'm sure that bug report's been posted a million times, but remember, those mobs do time out eventually. Watch it from your mobile phone. Most of my views on YouTube come from mobile devices. Yeah, the melee range is increased. Lalta said today it's actually going to get increased more, that he's not happy with the current hitbox, and that it's actually going to get a bigger buff. So we'll have to see. All right, what's left? We need to get our buff beam down. Let's get all Wispalicious here. Now here on this lane, I've been going with 7 total wisps. So I've been doing something like this. I do want to take a look at the DU though. Well, Irradiate is just broken as a mechanic is the thing. Just throw one right in the middle. It's they made it's the only good damaging effect in game. Now, obviously, they're going to add more. And we don't, you know, all we see is what they've given us access to in the PTR. But it's literally like the only damaging passive that's really, really worth using, in my opinion. I mean, it's so huge, right? That's the thing that I don't think they quite get, is there's a reason people don't play melee. There's a reason people don't use walls, and that reason is the enemies hit too hard. What's going on, Wrecked? How you doing? With the enemies hitting as hard as they are, people are still not going to want to use melee, and they're still not going to want to use walls. And that's the problem, you know? Let's see, we got 5 left. We still need reflect beams here. And I think I need more reflect beams out at that east core, maybe. Well, let's go ahead and go with 2 here. Let's do them like this. We'll put a 1DU reflect there. A 1DU reflect there. We'll go with 1 directly across the front. It's going to leave me 2 more DU. Did I get this one? I didn't get this core fixed. I think I'm going to have issues with ranged mobs. Alright, I did something wrong. Because I don't have any of the reflects in over here yet. And I'm supposed to have reflects in here too. I'm just going to get rid of that extra wisp, I think. So let's put a reflect here. We'll go another one here. That eats all of our DU, so I'm going to get rid of that 7th wisp. Let's see, so let's get rid of that guy. That leaves me 4 more. And I can easily use it. So I'm going to put 1 reflect right here. We'll go another like right there. And then that's leaving me 2. I think with the 2 I want to come over to this core. I think 1 I got... Maybe I can just spend the DU inside, but I do feel like range mobs here are going to shoot at my tree. Or at my roots. So I feel like I kind of want that. And then there's 1 more DU left. You still haven't tried the PTR out yet? Make sure you try it for at least 30 minutes, Wrecked, and do that survey. That way you get the wings. There's going to be a wing reward that you're going to want. Just because, why not? Collect all the things, right? By the end of the year, Sinful, is what they've said so far. Let's see. Anything else? I mean, we've got 1 DU and nothing to really do with it. I mean, I could put it here in case any range mobs decide to throw at my tree from here. I mean, I feel like that's completely unnecessary, but whatever. Alright, let's take that up. 1 more. We got 3,900 left to spend. The defense rate cap sucks, but at the same time, I mean, it's not the end of the world. It doesn't really change the game. It just, the towers lose some of their pizzazz that we all know and love from DD1. They've slowly gone downhill from DD1, you know? The attack rates of defenses sucks in DD2. And then, now it sucks again in DDA. But, I mean, the intention of the game was to get it on Switch. So, I mean, I'm not really upset about it. I think it does take away some of the shininess of the towers, you know? But it doesn't really bother me too much. Because Xbox and PlayStation are different things. They're sinful. It's two entirely different ports. It's not... They can't just port it to one and add it to both, you know? That, and we already know that they're very slow moving with things, so... I mean, they can only do one at a time, you know? I'll throw one cheap shot in here. It'll be the only cheap shot of the stream, I promised. What do you think this is? Orcs Must Die? Sorry, Crobies. Cheap shot, I realize. Switch is the limiting factor. Yeah, but Switch is the factor that is the reason the game exists, is the thing. So although the Switch is the limiting factor, it's the required factor, you know? I mean, the whole intention of the game from day one was to get a Dungeon Defenders game on the Switch. So, I mean, it just doesn't bother me. I mean, I don't think anyone should let it bother them. You know, it's not that big of a deal. Does it suck that our defenses got slower? Of course it does. But if you like the game, you like the game, you know? Right, we got some ogre. Ooh, the wisps actually took that backside ogre down. That is impressive. Doing just about every other build. If I get that south lane ogre, I've got to go kite it. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Alright, what is taking shots here? I don't see anything over there. That is very, very weird. It's that east core. Oh, there's nobody that's going to disagree with that, Mushroom King. But it's just not that big of a deal. I think Chromatic was honest with us for the first time in a decade and told us what the problem was. I think everyone should embrace it and move on. It's just not that big of a deal, you know? Yeah, towers in DD1 were cool as fuck. It's the thing that drew us all into the game to begin with, you know? But those days are past. No level 105 gear yet. I mean, like I said, I'm shocked that they gave us an honest answer and didn't give us some bullshit like they've been feeding us for the last decade. So I'm stoked about that. You know, we got an honest answer out of a Chromatic employee for the first time in its entire existence. So, I mean, kudos to that, you know? I don't think they're going to add the 105 gear in the PTR. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, try running Redux on a Switch there, Mushroom King. Those days are long past. We're in the era of mobile gaming now. We are no longer in the era of PC gaming. I mean, they can't make it a different game or you end up with the same train wreck they had in DD1, you know? I know that a lot of people wanted it to maybe made a different game. But anyway, I'm surprised anybody's even still talking about it because it's just not a big deal at all. I mean, if they have the same output, that's what matters. It doesn't matter how fast they shoot. It matters that they have the same damage output, you know? But, yeah, I mean, I'm just, like I said, I'm stoked that they gave us an honest answer about something. Well, I mean, Do you think that they want us spamming DSTs all the time? I mean, a DST is supposed to be your strong single target defense to take down the tougher enemies, right? It's not supposed to be the spam it on every map and win every map. And that's what it was. The firing rate on DSTs is not that much different. But yeah, anyway, it's just, I don't see why people are upset about it. Yeah, everybody at the beginning said, oh, that sucks. And I did too. But, I mean, that's like something you move on after 5 minutes. It's just not that game-changing of a thing where it really matters. Well, I never said it doesn't matter how fast they shoot. You're definitely taking some completely out of context right there, Aswarlin. I mean, I didn't change any builds. I used the exact same builds. I changed nothing. Now, obviously, now I am because I want to incorporate these other heroes in. But on day one, I didn't change any builds. I did the exact same shit I was doing the whole time. Yeah, the towers get a ton of extra damage. Absolutely. And we actually need that now because they're trying to make everything have a bazillion health. In Act 4, stuff has a lot of health. It's all super, super tanky, you know? Yeah, it definitely is reminiscent of the Nightmare days in DD2, for sure. I mean, look at Orcs Must Die. Orcs Must Die is a fucking glorious game. One of the best action defense games ever made. Their stuff all shoots super slow. But the difference there is they knew their limitations up front before making the very first one. And in every game, they shoot super slow. You know? And that's the difference. There was no broken promises. There was no misleading of players. There was none of that. And they're not even paying me to say this shit. Good lord. Orcs Must Die 3. July 23rd, y'all. Mark it on your calendars. The first day of the rest of your life. Yeah, that's called taking things out of context, Oswarlin. So, yeah. You know what I mean. I mean, it's... Everything about the PTR is incredibly good. I mean, I don't see a single thing, really. I mean, there's no balance still. All towers aren't viable. Name a Dungeon Defenders game, including Redux, where they are, because they're just not. All towers are not created equal. Now, that would be awesome, you know? I don't think there is any chance of that whatsoever. And like I said, I mean, it was an honest answer. The first honest answer we got out of Trendy or Chromatic in a decade. So I'm running with it. I'm happy with it. All right. And we did take a bunch of damage over there. It's just not the end of the world, y'all. It's not the end of the world. You don't even have to change any of your builds. Use the exact same builds. Everything still works. The only difference is you're like, oh, it's not shooting as fast. You know? In fact, there's more viable builds now than there was. And I don't get anything out of saying this. I'm just as much of a diehard Dungeon Defenders fan as everybody else is here, and Chromatic has never, ever paid me a single penny, ever, in the history of all of my Dungeon Defenders-ness. Because they tight with the cash, let me tell you. They don't want to spend a goddamn penny. But anyway, it's the same game, y'all. It's the same game. Just hop in and play it. I actually have to change more stuff with my builds with the kobolds, the rift kobolds having the longer life expectancy than I did literally anything else so far. Shit. Yeah, by poor design. That's not a good design. That's a poor design. Yeah, if all towers had an ideal use. It's not all towers are damaging towers. But not all towers are as useful as the next. You know? I'm assuming you'll have to buy it from the PlayStation Store, Anthony, but I don't know the answer to that. I am not 100% sure. God, man, that core is really low over there, huh? Shit, and there's an ogre coming, too. Oh, he got wrecked. Dim bees. Dim bees. May, what's up? Here we go. So that was definitely a scuffed run, but this is the build I've been using here. So you got 4 wisps up top and snare gas, 4 wisps over there and snare gas, 4 DSTs, 6 wisps in the middle. I haven't heard you say that in a long time, May. It's nice to see you you back in action. Range and power. Range and rate. I mean, if it had power and rate, I'd probably go for it. I don't know. I'm guessing probably so. Let's see. Do I have yeah, I got a regular R builder here. Let's see now. Looks like it's lower now. Or I'm out of mana. Let's see. Let's put a buff beam on it. Looks like it's 78% now. Yeah, it looks like it's 78%. There's a chance you could stay in Texas. Nice, man. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know though, Anthony. There could be physical copies. I'm just completely guessing. I have no real idea. And I'm pretty sure there's nobody here from Robot that would know. What happened there? Huh. I somehow duped. I duped my juicy fruits. I duped the Rift Kobold. I don't even know what I did. But, I mean, I obviously got a juicy fruit on that character right there. And I got another one right here. I'm a duper. I don't know what I did. I couldn't even tell him how to replicate it. I'm not sure what happened there. But you remember when I logged back in, there was an issue with my map save. When I pulled open the map, it didn't have this stuff saved. So I'm thinking something got wiped there, and because these are not tied to my inventory, they're tied to the account. So like if I deleted my save file and logged back in locally, these would pop up because they're tied to my account. You got to get you one. You got to get you a juicy fruit pet there, May. That's required stuff, you know? All right, so anyway, there is the keep. What else did we want to do? I want to play around with those laser beams some more. Let me put together a set of gear here real quick. And what is that? That is going to be militia, is it? Looks like I've still got that set from earlier. That's actually... Use that head. Kind of a crappy chest, but it's the only one I got. I don't like that everything hits so hard and that you have to focus on survivability as much as you do. I think that they're trying to change the game into a game that it's not. What it is an action tower defense game where you collect rare things. And they're trying to change it into being more action-oriented and more of a shooter-type game, in my opinion. I think that's a wrong move, personally. But, like, they're making these changes from Melee, and they just refuse to address, even though they say Melee is really punishing, they just refuse to address the fact that too many mobs one-shot you. If you're playing an end game, the last thing you want to do is to have to stack everything you have into Vitality, you know? And that's what the game is. We have to just stack until you get just ridiculously geared. You have to stack Vitality just to stay alive. It should be Massacre. That's fair. That's fair. All right, so we got our set now, right? So that is... These things are just cool as hell. Well, I think that they lost that over the years, Mushroom Cake. I really do, because they completely removed all aspect of collecting from DD2 and made the loot not special. And then now they're turning DDA into what they're trying to turn DDA into. And I mean, hey, I'm not in charge. If it gets to a point where I don't like the game, I'll stop playing it. I got other games to play. In fact, I got games sitting in my library right now that would probably be really, really good. But my stubborn ass logs back in and plays this stupid PTR instead. So, I mean, I give my feedback, but I think my feedback tends to get ignored probably more than most. Orcs Must Die 3, without question, will be the best action defense game of 2021. 100% worth the money. It's already worth the money, and they're adding a ton more shit to it. It's a very, very well-running, solid, finished product. A new DDA CDT might save it. I think you never know. I mean, ICE is a big fan of community involvement and modding and stuff like that. It would have to start with modding, you know? But if they can't get modding implemented to all platforms, then it turns into just another big fail, you know? It's got to be, modding has to be, I mean, sure, you're not going to be able to make mods on an Xbox, but you have to be able to play the stuff. So if somebody makes it on PC, then an Xbox player needs to be able to play it. And if not, it's just going to be a big fail. Well, it would have to go through the game launcher. It would have to, like, a mod would have to get approved and then get shipped out to all of the platforms. You wouldn't be able to create the mods on any platform, I wouldn't guess, other than PC. But then the mods can be shipped, you know, out to the various platforms. A 360 up Dragoon. That's beast, Aramir. Damn. All right, so what's the map, y'all? I'm thinking the Deeper Well test might be good for this one. Let's try it, because the Deeper Well... That's campaign. That is not what I want. The Deeper Well bonus waves are no joke. Those ogres are fat, fat, fat. Dungeon Rampage? I have not. I've never been a big fan of Facebook, though. Very on in Facebook's life, I had a close friend of me had some identity theft issues on Facebook. And because of that, I have never been a fan. So I don't know. I'm unfamiliar with all of the Facebook-related games and stuff. All right, let's see. Let's go with, let's get some CC down first. Redux is really good. Well, I mean, it's working on a finished product that had 10 years of development and then was modded on top of it, Ernesto. So if you can get over the old-timey graphics, it's incredible, you know? I'm going to put these farther out with no buff, I think. But comparing it to a game that's in development and is still being created is kind of a joke, you know? You just can't compare those. It's just not a fair comparison in any way. Let's see, let's get rid of that tooltip so I can see where these are covering. I don't think there's any way in hell that this is going to hold. There's no damn way, right? I'm not gonna grind Redux. I've been there. It's a been there, done that thing for DD1 for me. I still enjoy the game. I enjoy going back to it, but I'm not gonna grind it. No, zero chance of that. About the only grind I have left in me in DD1 at all is looking for dice pets. That's about the only grind I'm willing to partake in anymore. Well, I mean, I'd assume they will. When, I have no idea. I don't know. I mean, we all know Chromatic puts stuff out super duper slow. It's like, yep, it's an indie company. Yep, there's COVID, all that stuff. But the other companies are seeming like they're not getting hit quite as hard as Chromatic has. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see. It's a great franchise. It's a wonderful IP. The Dungeon Defenders is, you know. That's about as much as I can really say about it, though. Right. Now, I feel like we need something else. I mean, I got enough for some electric R's or something, but if I'm going to do that, I feel like I should put it all on one buff beam. Yeah, gas traps too. I feel like ensnares, and then gas traps might. Let's do that. It's kind of ugly placement, but that'll live. It's not out on anywhere yet, Metro. This is a testing build. It's not released on anything. It's the same. Dungeon Defenders is the same game on the platforms it's there. So PC and Xbox, it's the same game. There's no difference. But this is not that. This is a test build. I mean, do I want to bother with a buff beam down here? I mean, I could throw something in for spiders, right? Damn it, Aramir. You get me using damn LTs even though I'm just disgusted with them. Let's go 4DU. Actually, I'm not going to have enough, huh? I mean, I got enough to throw one down, but I don't have enough to protect it. See, and that's not going to work out. I guess we can just leave it light. Can always just leave it light, right? The Rogue is ridiculously OP right now. Best DPS hero in the game by far. So yeah, Rogue is an absolute beast. Let's see. Let's just throw an electric art in. That'll help clear the spiders out a little. Monk's secondary, partially scaling with levels. The Monk got nerfed into the ground. They rebuffed it after everybody complained, but the Monk has got real issues. I mean, just to be usable DPS in an actual DPS format, where you've got a boss to burn or something like that, you've got to have like best in slot gear on every position, where the other characters you don't have to. The Monk's a dumpster. It's quite upsetting. Rogue does 4% of the enemy's health with a radiate. It's a beast. It is a beast. I mean, if that's not intended, of course they want the Rogue to hit harder. Maybe the Rogue has some hidden benefit or whatever, but if that's not intended, you know it will get nerfed. All right. How ugly is this going to be? Let's see. I want to come out here and watch this stuff, though. I'm going to have to watch for snot balls coming at me. Oh, it's definitely the strongest DPS hero in the game right now, Mushroom Cake. I don't know if you've played around with it at all, but it's without a doubt the strongest. I mean, as I guess it should be, being DPS only. But I asked the same thing I asked earlier on stream over on Twitch. Where the hell's the builder only? You know, where's the builder only? You know, if you're going to throw in DPS only, then give us a builder only. That got brought up too. The summoner. And it doesn't even have to be the summoner. This is the same answer I gave earlier. It doesn't have to be the summoner, but something summoner-like. Well, exactly. Never had a builder only. The DPS only thing was brought in DD2. Well, why not a builder only? I mean, there's a large portion of the player base that don't want this game to be an action game, that don't want it to be a shooter, that want it to be a strategy defense game, that want it to be tower defense. There's a large portion of the player base that wants that. So what about those players? Or those players just don't get what they want, and people that want it to be Warframe do get what they want? I mean, that's not very fair, right? I mean, obviously the easiest choice would be to give us the summoner, right? But if they weren't going to give us the summoner and they wanted to do something new, what about the man and machine? Why not bring the man and machine in and make it builder only? I don't see a problem with it. Yeah, you can turn the summoner into a DPS character, but it's mainly for memes, except in Redux, but you can't really count Redux. Redux is just a mod, remember? Although it's a glorious, wonderful mod, it's still just a mod. But like in vanilla DD1, the summoner builds, pet builds are kind of meme builds. You know, it's just the hero's damage scaling is just nowhere close to what the monk gets. What's not OP about the Warden right now? Her active play is not OP at all. These towers, these beaming blossoms here, right here that I'm using are not OP at all. They're usable, but they're definitely not OP. In fact, I can change that around. The Warden has one thing that is OP. And I don't even want to say it because I don't want it to get nerfed. But the Sludge launcher is a little OP. It is. Without a doubt. The Wisps, not OP. They're usable. Well, they didn't ask what is complete garbage, Jeremiah. That would be the next question. What does the Warden have that is complete garbage? That would be the Shroomies. Complete trash. But the Sludge launcher is OP. It really is. It's way, way overpowered. Like Mushroom Cake said, it's the highest damaging defense in the entire game. That is AoE and CC's enemies. I mean, what's not OP about that, you know? There's nothing that's not OP about that. But don't let any of the crummies hear that, though, because they'll go and nerf it. And then you know how they nerf things. It'll be completely crap after. Well, I got to go through and set the gear up. Remember that in endgame, you got to have an entire set of gear to do a defense. I might have a set laying around I can use, but I'll have to check. But yeah, the Sludge launcher is beast. It is the only thing that's really OP in the game. Like these Beaming Blossoms, I think they have a seriously OP coolness factor to them, but that doesn't pass along to their actual effectiveness. I mean, they're good, but also, I mean, here's the stats I'm rolling with on the Warden. So, I mean, it's not like top of the line stats. They have a lot of issues. Line of sight is a problem. Well, I mean, that's just, you got to build for that. Line of sight being a problem with any defense means that the build needed to be changed. Shoot, and now I'm on my Warden. Well, I might as well go corrupt and get some pierce going here on these beams. So much for the tower boost. I'm sure we'll get tons of that. I mean, Chromatic wants it to be a shooter, so I'm certain that there's going to be no shortage of different weapons to farm. I'm curious to see what the new stuff is. It's still the same old with the current weapons. Like, for the ability weapons, you still want to go to the throne room. The best in slot is going to be the summit, you know, for like the Eevee and the Huntress. Probably one of the best feeling weapons would be from the Demon Lord, as far as its accuracy and aim and everything else. The new armor system brings a lot more replay value to the game, I think. I mean, it's exactly what everybody said they wanted. You know, everybody said they wanted targeted farming. And we got it. So, I mean, I'm good with the new armor sets. And then the passives. The rolls are much better now. Well, I mean, when you're doing it on the Lycan King difficulty, it is. RNG has been very, very cruel to me throughout this whole thing. I can't get anything that's not 3 stats. It's like every 20 drops. Change back to Monk. It's probably not a bad idea. There's Sith Phil. Let's see. All right, I don't think I need to do anything else. So let's just let it fly. See how it holds up here. Always fort. That's the problem. I'm getting like a lot of 3-stat gear. Like the majority. Oops. The majority of my gear that I'm finding is 3-stat gear. And it always has fort on it. So you getting the power, range, and rate is like the acceptable 3-stat gear. Oh, the Mystic was super cool. No doubt about it. Oh, there, Henry. I think the Mystic actually has a pretty good chance of making it into DDA. It's one of the favorites. I think the Gunwitch is kind of a no-brainer. The Gunwitch is going to make it. The Dryad was kind of a no-brainer. The Dryad made it in the form of the Warden. Oh, wow, man. These things are dishing out the pain. I mean, I want these to be really good. I really, really do. Because they look so damn cool. Yeah, the Mystic, it's a fan favorite. You know, people enjoy the Mystic. The Obelix was even cooler back in the day when you could exploit the shit out of it. Well, that's just the bad game design. Luckily I'm past that. I personally will never do another Onslaught map in DD2 ever again. I mean, literally the only reason I would ever do it ever again is for the viewers. And I will tell the viewers the entire time how much I think it sucks. So they'll have to put up with that. Damn, that was some pretty good power right there. Onslaught mode is what destroyed the player base in DD2. It's the biggest mistake Chromatic or Trendy made with DD2, in my opinion. Well, I mean, their biggest mistake was selling out. But besides that, the next biggest mistake was Onslaught mode. Alright, what's in the box? It's funny you mentioned that, Mushroom, because that is exactly what everybody was asking for when they were saying bring Onslaught back. And they brought Onslaught back in that form that it's in now, which is just... You know, I'm not even going to get onto the rant about that. It hurts me very badly inside how much of a travesty they turned Onslaught into. Beaming Blossoms looking shiny. Looking shiny. And then the Sludge Launcher. What is that? The Sludge Launcher is... That's primitive gear, right? Let's see. I think I might have a primitive set laying around. Ooh, look at that piece. Sadly, it's got one bum passive on it. Damn near, Mushroom. Damn near. Well, I mean, solo is the way to play. Solo is way, way easier. You don't play in a group in DD2 until you get past the hard floor ceiling where mobs can't scale any higher health, and then playing in a group is beneficial. Once mobs get to a point where they can't have any more health, then you add other players. But yeah, solo is the way to play. That's why there's no public games in DD2. You can log into Redux right now and find more public games than on 3 DD2 servers combined. All right. Let's use that just because it's a high roll. We'll use that just because it's already upgraded. Actually... Defense rate and fortify. Let's throw that in. We need a chest. Defense rate and fortify. Imagine that. Not the best set. You can hold down S and just spam click Spanky. Or you can do Control S and sell all. Like, you know, say I wanted to sell this item and this item and that item. I can just hold down S and just spam click and sell that stuff. Yeah, it's just the problem is it's just such an old game. Although it's wonderful, it was a wonderful addition to a very small community, you know. But there was more public games prior to Redux and DD1 is what I'm saying. I compared it to Redux just because there's so few people playing it. And there's still more public games. What's going on there, geek? This outfit is definitely not sexy. My save file got wiped on the PTR here due to a CPU overheat. And I haven't gone through and set all the characters back up. You can make them look better. I do think that they could have done better with this character model, though. I just don't think it looks glorious. Well, they changed the mob scaling in today's update. All right, what were we doing? We were doing slimes, right? Slimes. Listen to me. Sludge launchers. They are not slimes. Like, that stuff's already up. This stuff's already up. What kind of stats does that leave me with? Holy shit. How the hell is that? Wow. I need to move this stuff over to my apprentice, apparently. For some of these pieces. Anyway, let's see the sludge launcher. Super slow firing, extremely boring, wildly effective. I mean, just straight beast, right? Let's throw a boost on there. Look at that. That's without the boost. That's just with the speedy. Oop. 64 million AoE damage. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's from, I live in the Pacific Northwest, Mushroom Cake, and we had massive heat waves, and my stubborn ass refused to not stream and kept playing. And I overheated my PC really bad one day when it was 110 degrees out. It was 110 degrees in as well. I'm sitting here with a fan blowing on me the whole time. It's always has. You just had to go and farm a new pet. All right, let's go do a map. Let's do, I think Ancient Mines is a good one for these. We'll go with the Lichen King bonus wave, of course. These things hit like a truck. Like a truck. Completely ridiculously OP. I don't want to use those words. They're very nice. Just in case a Chromie is watching, I don't want them to hear me use that OP word. They're very nice. Please don't nerf Chromies. Now, what benefit do they get for being corrupt? Player detects... Oh, yeah. So I don't even need to be on the Warden. That's good. Well, I mean, better loot comes from Wave 25 survivals. The further you push in survival, the better the loot will get. You're not going to get really good loot from campaign, if that's what you're doing. Let's see. We'll get a little reflect-deliciousness in. I'm gonna have to put something in the back for the spiders. We'll use the Aramir hidey hole here. Aramir's lovely little hidey hole. See, I put them a little bit too close to the edge, it feels like. Get too close? I think it'll work. Yeah, none of them are peeking. That might be alright. Alright, we got 6 DU left, so I think for 6, we just throw in the slows, right? Very, very effective hidey hole. Oh, god dang it, I put the wrong defense down. Key binding change for the loss. I went back, changed my key bindings for those just joining, and I'm using the default key bindings, and I normally use 1 through 8. And now I keep placing the wrong defenses. Oops. Well, I mean, you gotta go do the right map there, Rebel Jake. Ancient Mines Survival. Try doing it by yourself instead of with a friend. You'll probably have a better chance of making it through. Because there's multiplayer mob scaling, so if it's 2 people that aren't geared... Oh, I forgot about the spiders. Well, we don't need this many over here. I'm pretty sure 3 will clear this lane. So why don't we get rid of 1? And then, what do we want to do? Not sure what I want to do. I think for now I'm just going to throw an electric aura down. That will at least help with him. It won't remedy him, but it will help. And then I'll give him some backdoor protection here. Ain't nothing better and ain't nothing worse than getting backdoored by a spider. You know what I'm saying? No backdoor spiders, please. I'd rather kill him than worry about the darkness. And I'm pretty sure this will kill him. 10,000 power on your DSTs. Damn, Aramir. Well, I mean, it's about your build, Jake. It's not about how much damage you're doing. I can tell you 1.4 million DPS in Massacre is way, way crazy low. So focus on your defenses and not your hero, because it's, once again, it's a tower defense game first. So your proper defenses wins games. This is the map you want to do, though. This is the map. This is the entry map. If you're just breaking into any tier, this is the map you do, right here. So do this map. If you're not beating it, then you either didn't get gear from Nightmare, or your build is bad. One of the two. God dang, man. Everything these things hit just pops. So good. There was a potential problem. That Jin went right on in there, huh? This map is pretty easy cheesy on every difficulty. I mean, it just doesn't get any easier than Ancient Mines. But Lava Mines is pretty easy as well. But this one, the benefit you get is that rock pad, you know? If you get a good rock early game right now in the live game, it's completely game-changing for you. I mean, if you get just a respectable one, you know? But yeah, these things just annihilate. Annihilate. They're so boring. It's the most blah defense that the Warden has, but oh my god, do they wreck faces. Seems to pick poorly on how it changed. Yeah, there's something suspect there with it for sure. It's not that great, Nick. It's way better, but it's not great. It's not Dungeon Defenders. It will never be Dungeon Defenders. Phil gave us the actual Unreal values to see the chains. Remind me when I get out of this map, and I'll show you the distances. DD1 LTs are glorious, you know? I mean, are they way OP? Yeah, they're way OP. Yeah, but that's the Unreal. Basically, it went from 2.75 meters to 6 meters. Which, when we get out of this map, you guys remind me, I'll show you. So the chain is nothing compared to DD1. I mean, I can't even tell you what the chain is in DD1. I think it's probably the maximum range of the tower itself. No, it didn't really look like it, but the problem is it's still, even though they increased it and it is way better, it's still way small. It's really, really small. You know, it's not ever going to be, I mean, it's not even close to being DD1. Only the first shot needs line of sight. I mean, it's literally, the chain distance is literally like maybe 5% of what it is in DD1. No matter how many times they double it, they're never going to get like DD1, ever. It's just so far away, you know? It's like DD1 if all the mobs were standing right next to each other. It needs work still. It definitely needs work. I'm hoping that they don't leave it as it is, you know? I mean, there's several things. The chain, the number of targets that it chains on the tooltip, it's just a misleading bunch of bullshit. I mean, first off, there's never going to be that many mobs on the screen for it to chain to. Second off, there's no way in hell that there would be that many mobs, even on the older builds of, Alchemical Labs or Tornado Highlands. Never will there or has there been that many mobs so close, you know? Well, I mean, you saw it on my stream earlier. The rabid corgi was right there. Literally right there. There was no other mobs around, and it wasn't attacking it. And then it attacked a pack that was farther up that just came out of the spawner, and then went back to the rabid corgi over again. I mean, thank God they're AoE, because they'd completely be missing that gen over there. Yeah, man, sludge launchers are beasts. That is for sure. The projectile speed increase would be pretty huge for it, no doubt. Well, the problem there is the gen was moving too fast, I think. Supposedly they have the same target priority as DSTs. What's going on there, Rebo? How you doing? All right, there we go. So let's go ahead and get the bonus wave started now. Let me grab the DU or the mana and make sure I'm all upped. Get all this stuff jacked up a little bit here. Should let us start on wave 24. Hey, I wouldn't complain about that. I wouldn't complain about that at all. Right, those are all upped. My electric aura is upped. I think we good. Let's see if we can't do this thing. God, just so much damage. It just wrecks a whole pack. Here's the challenge, though. Is it going to take these copter ogres out of the sky? Uh-oh, uh-oh. Shit. God damn it. I got delphed. It's over. Unless that electric aura just kills that delph. Nope, the tree is gone, huh? Oh yeah, he one-shot the tree. Sharkin are being derps again. It's been a long time since I've seen a Sharkin do that. I don't know, Mushroom. I mean, I would guess it's probably in part punishment. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go look at the range. Anyway, you guys see the sludge launchers are completely ridiculous. If I wouldn't have got delphed there, that would have been a steamroll. So, the easiest way to see it is just by throwing down some walls. So, if you go 6 meters... I guess let me come over here. So there's one. And then there's 2. So if there's a mob standing right here, and there's a mob standing right here, and there's a mob standing right here, and I've got a LT here, it would chain between those 3 mobs, but that's the maximum range. So it would chain from there to there to there. But like I said, that's the maximum range. And that's going directly off of the Unreal units that they posted in the patch notes. So with the EV walls, it's 100 Unreal units equals 1 meter. So yeah, that's it. So it's way better. I'll throw some down in a map. I know you guys want to see them. It's just disappointing that it's not better than what it is. What the hell is going on, man? There's some banging going on in my living room. Give me 1 sec, y'all. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. My 80-year-old mother-in-law decided she's going to bust out her sledgehammer and take out a wall at 9 o'clock. She's normally in bed at 8:30. What the hell? They haven't given the pet update at all yet, Cloud9, so we don't have any pet, no pet updates. This skin was for getting gouged. There, Dweffine. The price of the game used to be $39.99. And anybody who paid it before they lowered the price down to $29.99 got this as payment. But yeah, the pet stuff isn't in yet. Hopefully soon. All right, so let's get... what's a good LT map? What do you guys think? Let's go... Let's go Alk Labs. No, you can't get it now. They are going to do some sort of cosmetics when the update hits. Actually, you know, Magus Quarters is probably going to be better. We'll be able to see the chaining better here, too. Let's do that one. There will be some kind of cosmetics available for purchase when the update hits, but they haven't given out any details on that yet. Here I go, placing the wrong stuff again. And what do I want to do? I feel like I want to put auras down here to slow everything up front. Let's do this. Let's get some gas in there too, just for good measure. Getting a little gassy. All right, and then we'll go, let's just smack some LTs down right here. My points come out. Yeah, they did. Well, I want to win, though. I was whirling. I mean, I'm not going to spam them too much. I am going to put some other stuff down. But I do want to win. If I just put one of them down, you'd be able to see it for wave 1, and then I would lose the match. I had somebody ask about that, about the stacking in my Redux video, why I was not doing the stacking. Like, I am not even opening up that can of worms. The last time I streamed DD1 and I stacked, I had 50 messages at the end of my stream saying I'm a hacker, blah, 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 all this shit. It's like, Jesus Christ, man, really? So yeah, there will be no stacking for me. Let's see, we got 40 left. It is. That's the part I don't understand. I mean, literally everyone I know does it. But, you know, obviously these were people I don't know. Stacking is hacking, they say. Stacking's not hacking. Stacking is giving yourself some absurd quality of life on the same damn buff beam. Let's see. Let's go three DSTs in the back just for good measure. Actually, I might be able to get more, huh? Let's go 4. We'll do this. Try to get cross coverage out of them. Placement's a little wonky, but that's all right. And then we'll go 3 DU on a buff beam. Go ahead and jack that up all the way. All right. Let's throw everything else into these LTs. Just for the glory. And you guys will see. I mean, they're better, right? They're better than they were. The mobs are dying so fast, you're not really able to see much of it. I thought this was going to be a better map to display it, but it doesn't appear like it's going to be. You can't, well, you can see it on those flyers decent. But the chaining is way, way better than it used to be. No doubt. It's not DD1, but it's way better than it used to be. Things are just dying off too quick, I think. I mean, the bonus wave, they won't. Everything, we'll just have to tough it out until the bonus wave gets here. Yeah, that was in today's patch, Mushroom. The 3D buff beams start at 3DU now. You heard that the Highlands is a great map for everything, Aramir. I'm not falling for your trap, mister. Well, I mean, single target's never been an issue. I mean, LTs can handle single target, no problem. But their damage is not as good as a single target tower, so it's all about getting that chained effect. We're gonna have to just wait for the bonus wave to get here before we get any real competition, though. Need some thicker mobs. So I think I'll keep the upgrades off the LTs for now. You know what would be cool? It would be kind of a consolation prize. But one thing that would be cool is if they would allow a striking gemstone to affect the chain rate as well. I think that would be pretty damn cool. Well, you could see it on both of those ogres. It melted both those ogres, but they were right on top of each other. I got those gas traps too far down, I think. God damn it. I look left, they shoot right. I look right, they shoot left. That's the problem, yeah. I mean, LTs are not fantastic. I mean, people are excited about them today because the chaining got increased. They're by no means a good defense. I mean, they're not like some strong defense that's like, oh my god, they're so good now, gotta use, you know? They got that coolness thing, you know? Nobody wants to give them up, which is understandable. I don't want to either. Ain't nothing cooler than shit zapping other shit, you know? That's just super, super cool stuff. But the thing is, it's the same problem DDA is always going to have, and that's literally anyone that played DD1 is going to say, what the hell is that? That's nothing. That's crappy. Because they were such a glorious thing in DD1, you know? It's gonna be one of those challenges that the LTs need to overcome. And you know what? I'm glad that that's a problem they need to overcome. They could always give us new towers and stuff. They don't have to keep giving us the same heroes, the same towers every game. All right, let's see. Oh, this is only wave 25. This isn't even the bonus wave. The flame burst got a nice buff today. I haven't set any up yet. They would definitely be on the agenda. In fact, let me look through the deck and see, after we get done with this map, let me see if I have enough gear laying around to set up a set. But I think they'll be really good. I mean, that's a nice big buff they got, you know? And of course, it's that AoE powerhouse too. I think that they would ruin them, and they would be trashy in DDA, is what I think. In DD2, they're quite OP. So I think because they're quite OP in DD2, they would completely wreck them if they added them to DDA. Sadly, my faith is mostly drained. I'm just rolling on optimism at this point. I don't think there will be combos in DDA. Earth Shatters were good before that, though. As soon as they put the shard in that gave it the knock up, they became really, really good. Like long before Petrify and everything. It's a powerhouse, you know? It's a powerhouse that provides CC. And, yeah, I mean, what more could you ask for? It's good stuff. Alright, did we even need that mana? Doesn't look like we did. We got one more to upgrade. Check on these DSTs here. See an item effect. See, most DD2 players don't even know what that means, Mushroom Cake. But yeah, that'd be awesome. Alright, here comes the thickness. Let's see. Go LT. Oh no. I'm gonna have to kite this boy. Wow. I got wrecked again. One shot. One shot by a Dark Elf Warrior. Nope. Enemies don't hit too hard. That's 2 maps in a row. Dark Elf Warriors come up and one-shot me. And they wonder why we stand on DSTs. Anyway, you guys got the point. The LTs are... The chain is way, way better. But... It's not no DD1 LTs. That's for damn sure. See, dare I go under 200,000 health on a monk? How rude, right? You take your points and you put them into vitality and you do it now. That's what the Chromies say. I just don't understand their philosophy there. I really don't. I mean, I don't even know what to say, you know? Why are they doing that? I just don't get it. I mean, they want us to not use DSTs, then don't put an enemy on the map that charges directly towards you and one-shots everything under 200,000 health. I mean, come on. You know, everybody complained about it with the Ancient Dragon when Massacre came. And what did they do? They lowered the Ancient Dragon's fireball damage by 30%. It's like, that is nothing. Nothing. You gotta, like, lower that shit down like 90%. I mean, make it a risk, but don't make it so that if you're looking the wrong way, no matter what, you're gonna get one shot and it's game over. That's no fun. But, you know, whatever. That's what this is all for, right? So, don't hesitate to give your feedback of the PTR, y'all. Hit that button right there. It'll open up a browser window. In fact, I might do a video of me doing the survey, but I probably won't because I'm going to be a little bit more harsh than what I'm willing to say on a YouTube video. Yeah, I had the armor change. I mean, that's even with rifted armor, rifted set. So I got the 75% armor cap, and I've got 20% rift armor on top of it, and I still get one shot. Oh, you got to tell it how it is. You got to give your opinion. Just be respectful is the thing. You can be as harsh as you want as long as you're respectful. And they'll look through it and they'll read it. If you go in and are disrespectful, I mean, the people there are all great people. You know, every one of those people at Chromatic, I would love to go have a beer with, you know? So it's no offense against the people, so there's no reason. You can go back and change it, Mushroom Cake. Don't you worry. They actually put a new one up today. So, yeah, you could go back and change it. But yeah, anyway, the LTs, they're good. They're better. They're not good enough, in my opinion. Just not good enough. I mean, the chain is working, you know? Oh, fireballs, that's right. Let's see, what is that? That's, actually, I do have that set. I just put it on my Dryad, right? Or my Warden. Where you at? Where did she go? There she is. No, that's a primitive set. The third set is Militia, right? Ancient Guard and Militia. I've got a Militia set. Alright, yeah, I've got that set I just used a minute ago. Why is it not upgraded again? Anyway, let's go right on that LT Apprentice. We'll change that one over to the Flame Burst. What map do you think? What's the good Flame Burst map to do? Defense rate and fort. Range and fort. Guard. All right, so there is a set. What map you think, Mushroom? What's the best Flame Burst tower map to show off the Flame Burst? I am not doing a Tornado Highland, so I don't care what Aramir has to say. I mean, the projectile speed is way, way faster. I mean, that's not terrible, right? You're doing Ancient Mines? I think Ancient Mines is probably one of the better maps for it, to be honest. Wow. That's not bad. Maybe should have looked at them earlier. And look, they're tall enough where Dark Elf Warriors can't run up and one-shot you. They're all really good, Melvin. Which is best? You ask 10 people, you'll get 3 people saying one, 3 people saying another, and 3 people saying something else. You know? Let's try it. I almost did it. Goddamn you, Aramir. See what you got me doing? I ain't doing that one. Let's just go back to the mines here, just for a good test here. I need a tap. Well, I can just turn a flame burst around is the thing. So what we will do... Dungeon Defenders Awakened is the newest one. Melvin, it's still being developed. It's soft launched. We won't go into the whole DD2 meme of when it leaves early access. We'll leave that one special for DD2. Let's see. It leaves 68. The range on these is really good too. Shit, man, this could end up being my new favorite tower. Let's put one back here and turn it this way to deal with the spooters. Everybody getting it? Yep, everybody's getting it. The oil trap is so beast, isn't it? I think I'm going to go ahead and double up here. Hell, I might be able to throw something else in the mix, huh? Let's go back a little. I'm going to move that gas trap back after I get everything built. Three. Do we want to go one more? Go ahead and go one more. Well, I'm hoping that they get just wrecked, but it looks like we're going to have plenty of DU left, so it's not a terrible idea. How on earth am I not getting that one? Oh, you're not getting it, you're not getting it, right? We'll just go 4 DU on it. There we go, now we're getting it. Alright. Do I even... You know, I don't even need to move that gas back. I'm not going to sweat it. Let's do... this. And this. That'll give a little spooter protection. And we can do this. And then that leaves 10 DU left. I don't see a reason why not to add an electric aura in here, right? Just to get a little bit more AoE damage going up front. You know what? I am just going to bring this stuff back. I want to get the... If I'm going to have an electric aura, I want it in the buff beam, right? There we go. All right, we got 8,000 left. I got a feeling this might just shred. We're going to have to see. But I do have a feeling that it might just shred. Let's see how it goes here. I mean, this ain't no sludge launchers, but that projectile speed... Oh, shit. Is that coming in too high? No, it looks like it'll bounce. These are getting it. These are getting it. Do 2x2. Yeah, I could have done a 2x2. Yeah, the rate caps are going to stay. There's zero reason for... I mean, they've already adjusted them up. But some form of rate cap will stay for sure. I mean, as it is, with the slow rate caps right now, I bet it runs... I think they'll be lucky to get anywhere near 30 FPS on the Switch. I'm tempted to go back to one of my old live stream VODs. Tempted to go back to one of my old live stream VODs and like back when the game was first announced. Well, that's the thing, is they can't do that. They can't make it just for the new Switch. What about all the people that have the old Switch? They're just screwed? You definitely 100% can't do that. That would be bad move. It would be a bad business decision. They would alienate so many people. Well, I mean, can PC people be made happy without it is the question. And I don't think that I think the amount of people that are going to be upset about it on PC are pretty slim. You know, there's a few people that just are having a really hard time getting over it. But the majority of people have already moved on and continued playing, you know? So, I mean, I don't think that's a matter of PC people won't be happy about it no matter what. All I got to say is this is a good learning experience for them. And when it comes time for DD3, they need to get this shit right. No broken promises. No bullshit launch dates. No promising something 8 months after announcing it and actually thinking that it's realistic that you can make it happen. They need to get through all that stuff. Well, I mean, when DD3 comes, there will be the new Switch, and there will be the... You know, by then, the Series X and the PS5 will be commonplace, too. Well, I mean, there's no DD3 planned right now, but it's the only game in their... It's the only IP that they own. And it's a successful IP, even though it had its sidesteps. So, I mean, as long as Dungeon Defenders Awaken ends up being profitable, which it's already made money, there would be no reason for them not to do DD3. I mean, the other answer would be to create an entirely new game that's not a Dungeon Defenders game at all. And, I mean, you never know. That might be the right answer for them as a business. But Dungeon Defenders is the IP that they're known for, you know? Shit, you know what? I should have turned one of those away. And kept 5 over here. I should have turned that back one over there in for the spooters. It's alright, I'm not going to change it now. I mean, look at Satisfactory, right? Sanctum 1 and Sanctum 2 are considered to be, well, they're much higher rated action defense games than any Dungeon Defenders game, if you look at the Steam ratings. Now, obviously, that's the Steam ratings. But they're very highly regarded action defense games, and some of the original action defense games, right? And what did they do? Instead of making Sanctum 3, they created Satisfactory, and look at how successful it is. Crazy, crazy successful in comparison to any action defense game, you know? They shouldn't be able to reach me now, Sithphil. The flame bursts stand a little higher, so I'm in the safe range. I'm in the safety zone. But who knows what they'll do. I mean, they'll either create DD3 or they'll do something else. But that's years down the road, you know? I mean, this game's got several years of development left on it. I'm anxious to see what Robot's new project is, because they've got something else coming, and they haven't given any information about it at all. And it might be something that's not action defense at all, you know? All right. Don't you dare, Delphs. Don't you dare, you dirty Delphs. Flame bursts are looking pretty good, though. Ooh, are they gonna have enough power here to drop that guy? Oof, barely, it looks like. Maybe I need a little hero boost in this. Get a little help going here. That copter is rolling in uncomfortably close. Oh no! Betty done smacked on me. There's another copter too. Dang it. That one it took out pretty early. That Cobalt looks like it's coming in high. Oof. Oh wow, that was a weird reflect. I'm lucky that didn't blow up my flame burst here. Twinkie! What's going on? Oh, a gas trap up there would have been great, for sure. Well, looking like we got it. Looking like we got it. Oh, it's not over yet. It's a big fatty ogre. Come over here, ogre. Don't go shoot at mine. Oh, ho, ho, ho. The ogres are no joke on these bonus waves, y'all. They are thick, thick, thick. So the right answer here, or the right recipe, in my opinion, as far as like doing a really clean, proper build, would be something like this. Having... what? You could get rid of this. You can get rid of that. And then doing something like a DST back here. And then another DST back here. And then with the 2 DSTs and 2 flame bursts, you really don't need this one shooting that way. So then you could take like a flame burst and tilt it so where it covers that lane and the spiders. And then you got 5 left over to do whatever you want. So, I mean, you could always just throw another flame burst in too, as backdoor spider protection. But I think something like that would be a much better rounded build. Or even, let me one-step that and go with a gas trap up top there. And then throw this reflect beam back. And then we'd have, what, 1 DU left over. I think that would be the smarter design. Something like that. And then putting the gas trap up top here. That's not a gas trap, but you guys get the point. Something like that would probably be a good one. DSTs are the same. They went almost unchanged. They don't shoot quite as fast, but they do more damage. So they're about the same. All right, let's see what's in the box. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, boo. It's got range and rate. Another boo piece. Well, it is a farming game, right? Continue to farm because that loot ain't gonna get it. Anyway, y'all, that is gonna get it for me for tonight. I just wanted to dip back in and play a little bit more DDA tonight before I get all settled into my jammy pants. I am gonna be live tomorrow. I'm not sure. I say this all the time. I've got these other games I want to play. In fact, let me look at... I'll tell you guys what they are. Let me see. I got 3 games sitting right now that I'm really itching to try out. And I don't even remember what they are, because I'm a goddamn addict to this Dungeon Defender slavery. Kingdom Builders, Exodus Borealis, and Imagine Earth. Kingdom Builders is kind of a city builder type thing. Exodus Borealis is a city builder with tower defense. And then Imagine Earth is kind of like a city builder slash sim. Those 3 games I've added to my Steam library over the last 24 hours. And I'm itching to try them out. And you know, they are sitting there 100% installed and completely unplayed. Because I can't not play Dungeon Defenders. God, it's killing me. But anyway. So thanks a ton, y'all. Hopefully everybody's having a happy Friday night. And I will see you all next time. Take it easy.